Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about this new episode of The Traitors, Season 2, Episode 9. Let's get right into this.
What you might have forgot, Peter, is this is not The Bachelor. And I don't have to kiss your ass for a rose.
Okay, you guys, let's get right into this episode. Just a very quick recap. Last episode, Parvati got banished, so 2 out of the 3 traitors are out. The only one left standing is Phaedra. So Phaedra has the opportunity to invite someone to become a traitor. Now, this person can either accept this offer or die. So it's not, it's not really that 2 great choices. I mean, if you don't want to become a traitor, you're going to leave anyway. So Phaedra selected Chastain. So we see Kate get her invitation. She goes to the dungeon and Phaedra meets her there. Remember, this is also kind of a shock for Kate because she's barely finding out that Phaedra is a traitor. So Phaedra reveals herself and tells Kate that she wants her to be a killer along with her. Kate accepts, but I don't understand why she was so, serious about it. I don't think she didn't show enough excitement. She was kind of like, oh, well, okay. I mean, I don't want to die, so I might as well. Listen, I would have been so happy that Phaedra chose me. I would have been jumping. I would have been like, hell yes, 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 I'll accept. So, like I said, Kate did accept, so her and Phaedra go back to the lair, and Kate is so curious onto how did Phaedra become a traitor? Like, was it her and Dan? Did they recruit Parvati? So she's filling her in and all that, behind the scenes stuff that was happening. This did make me laugh so hard. Phaedra said that having to work with Dan was like eating toast with no butter, no jam, no nothing. So they begin to talk about the game plan. Who are they going to kill? Maybe Kevin. He definitely annoyed Phaedra with the whole eye twitching allegations. Peter, of course, is the leader. Kate says that Peter puts the dick in dictator. But they have to choose, and their 2 options are between Trishelle and Kevin. But remember, they don't know that Trishelle has a shield. I will just say, I wish Phaedra would have had someone with a personality to have been a traitor with her initially, because just this scene alone, Phaedra and Kate together was so fascinating to watch and entertaining. So I feel like with Dan and Parvati, they were so boring. But anyway, they make their decision. So then the next morning, it's time for breakfast. Kate and Sandra are first. I personally would have also liked Sandra to be a traitor. I think she would have been really good. But they have their eye out for Peter. He is a liar, they say. Then CT comes in. Peter is surprised that he's alive. Of course, MJ, Shereé are there. Shereé is surprised that she's even there, Chad, that she's made it this long. The show is almost over, and the fact that Shereé is still here is crazy. But there's a problem. So Kate was not doing the best job at breakfast. You could tell that she was nervous. She was anxious. It looks like she was scared of getting caught every time somebody would walk in through that door. Even MJ caught onto that. She was like, are you okay? She was not doing a good job putting that poker face in. I didn't think she was going to be that bad. Then Phaedra and John walk in. Phaedra looked incredible with that outfit. She came in hugging Peter, and he's like, we're good, right? She says, yeah, let's try not to fight today. So everybody's coming. There's only 2 people remaining, Kevin or Trishelle. And then Trishelle walks in, meaning Kevin was chopped off. Thankfully, they didn't choose Trishelle, even though I would have preferred her to have been banished, but I'm grateful that they didn't choose her because that would have been bad because they didn't know she had the shield. But they needed to break Peter's little group up, so that's why they chose Kevin. And we see Kevin actually reading his murder card. It was kind of sad. I like Kevin, but he's out. Then Alan comes in. He says, meet me at the castle church. Peter is upset because his side, his group, it keeps getting smaller and smaller, but all the Bravo people are still there. I was like, duh, Bravo people are the best. Before leaving on the mission, they are all kind of just talking around, and right now the strategy is to get Peter ass out because he is truly the head of the operation, so Phaedra needs to chop it off. Thankfully, Peter's plan of not wanting them to choose Parvati didn't really do him any favors. If anything, it made him look suspicious. Trishelle now feels stuck in the middle because she's listening. She doesn't know if she should listen to Peter or CT, who CT is also kind of thinking it could be Peter. And then when Trishelle talks to John, John says that Peter, and Trishelle need to stick together at this banishment. And Trishelle says all of them are from the same network, so they have 3 votes for sure. They know that no one from Bravo is probably going to vote Phaedra out, so they need to convince Sandra and CT. But meanwhile, like I said, the Bravo people are determined that it is Peter, and Shereé even says that Peter is like the boy who cried wolf, so she can't really believe him anymore. Peter talks to CT and asks, "So, who do you think you're gonna vote out?" And CT straight up says, "You. I don't trust you. I think you've made too many mistakes." CT has no filter, okay? And then Peter is like, "No, no, I'm not the traitor." But it is then time for the mission. It's in a church, but it's kind of creepy. It's like old, and then they go inside and there's a bunch of people with masks and cloaks. They look like the Illuminati. So in this mission, what they're gonna do is that all of their names are written in glass, like that type of glass that is like on churches and it has like images. All their names are there. There's a crossboard, and each person must go and shoot a little arrow through it and try and break someone's little glass with their name on it. And then the name that is left is going to win a shield. So when you go shoot the arrow, you decide who you want to take out. So they will start with $25,000, but if one of the arrows they shoot misses, they lose $250. So Phaedra goes first and she aims for John. She misses. CT aims at Kate. He misses. Kate goes for CT, to get him back. She misses. Sandra aims at John. Misses. Shereé goes for John as well. She misses. John aims at MJ. He does not get it. Trishelle goes for Shereé. Now, why did they do that to Shereé? She ain't doing nothing. But she missed. Phaedra is up again. She aims at Shereé, but she misses. CT aims at Shereé as well, and he misses. They all kept missing, like, until NJ finally goes and she breaks one, which is Shereé. Phaedra goes again and aims for Peter, but... Oh, and she gets him! I was like, yeah, she got Peter, so he does not get a shield. So then they did start to actually get some. So CT did get Phaedra's name out. Shereé got MJ. They got Sandra's name. But they kept on missing a lot though. So after many rounds, Phaedra goes again. But she aims at Trishelle. And then Kate followed her. But I guess that they were all kind of... They sort of had a strategy because it was like the names were like in a, I guess, kind of like a square. So as a group, they were like, okay, well, let's try to get the top or the bottom or the middle or the corners. So for Phaedra to switch up and change the direction of the strategy they were doing and shoot at Trishelle's name, yeah, that was not good. But eventually they got Kate out, and then CT gets John, so the shield goes to CT because that was the last name remaining. What a long game. They kept missing. So from the $25,000, they now only have about 15,000, so they lost somewhere around 10,000 because they kept missing all those arrows. Then they go back to the castle, they have dinner, it looked good, and Peter is telling his pals, John and Trishelle, that he is going to be banished. He thinks he is. Like, he knows for sure that he'll be in the chopping block. So then they try to recruit Sandra. Sandra really respects John, so I don't know, that could be bad. Peter talks to Phaedra, and Peter tells her that he thinks that she's a traitor. He says that he has a lot of evidence that he is not a traitor, so we'll see what happens at the round table. Trishelle talks to Shereé, Kate, MJ, and she's telling them that, all this stuff about Phaedra and why she thinks that Phaedra is a traitor. But Trishelle did sort of insinuate that the Bravo girls can't really hold a thought. And MJ was like, we didn't come here for like a personality connection. We all came here to win. I think MJ was offended by that. CT thinks that the traitors are Phaedra and Sandra, so it's not looking good. But then they go ahead and go to that round table. So just a reminder, the current price that has been accumulated for all the challenges is $128,750. That's a lot of money. So John kicks it off. He says that this is a turning point, and he believes that Phaedra is a traitor. He cannot prove it, but he says, first, two traitors that have been banished have written Phaedra's name as someone who they think is a traitor. Second, he says, Phaedra is always nice, but at night, She is fatal under cover of darkness. He says, he's so dramatic. He says, you are a traitor and need to be banished into eternity. Phaedra then, let me tell you something, baby. Let me tell you. Phaedra might have been outnumbered and backed into a corner, but this woman was not made to break, okay? When he finishes, she was like, okay, I am so glad you're not God. She says, you speak very eloquently, but this is not Parliament. So if you got to the point, we would really appreciate it. Phaedra says that she is a faithful. John is protecting Peter, but the true traitors were in collusion with his little bromance friend Peter. So if he's such a traitor hunter, why is he talking about that? And then Phaedra says, and since you're such a good friend to him, did he tell you that he wants to work with me now? How about that? Peter turns real quick and he's like, that's not true. I just want to talk to you. I don't actually want to work with you. Phaedra says, you want to be doing all these little closed meetings, telling people to go, telling people to wait, telling people you don't want to talk to them. He says, well, that's just something normal that you would do in a show called The Traitors. Phaedra says, you think you can go plant all these tricks, all these little plants of seeds of doubt and make us think you're a faithful? She says, what you might have forgot is that this is not The Bachelor. And I don't have to kiss your ass for a rose. Yes. I live for Phaedra's reads. She continues to say that he wants to make this game all about himself all the time. And that's why she doesn't have to answer to him. Peter says, well, Phaedra, I liked you until now that you said that. You're probably mad that I rejected your letter of trying to recruit me. Then CT brings up the mission. He says that, when she switched the game plan to go for Trishelle, he thought it was extremely suspicious. He says, were you preventing her from getting a shield? Trishelle jumps in like a chihuahua, talking about, you want to murder me like you murdered Kevin? You didn't want me to get my shield? Sandra speaks, so does Shereé. Peter says that he can prove that he's not a traitor. He brings up the Fergie situation. So then they vote. 4 votes for Phaedra. 4 votes for Peter. The last one, the tiebreaker, was MJ. And she votes for? We didn't see. Oh, damn it. We're not going to see until next week. I'm pissed. But something is telling me, I pray that I'm wrong, that MJ is she's probably going to try and go against this Bravo Alliance claim and vote for Phaedra. And if she does, I'm going to be so disappointed. I hope that she votes for Peter, but something's telling me that she's going to vote for Phaedra. But you guys, let me know, what are your thoughts? Who did you think, who do you think that MJ is going to vote for? And what did you think about Phaedra versus Peter? Like I said, I am loving Phaedra's reads. She has definitely been the star of this show. No doubt about that. So I can't wait for next week. But y'all let me know what y'all thought. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a great one. Bye.